Hey there, so today we have another review. This is a beer courtesy of Pete. Thank you so much. He sent me Moonraker's YOJO. So I've actually reviewed this before along with their dojo. This shout out to Will, who actually lives in, who's actually based out of Brooklyn. Good friend of mine, and you've probably seen. Well, you can look back in some reviews. I've had some reviews with him, but I'm very curious where this turns out because it's been years since I've had this beer. See how it turns out. It's also very, very fresh. This is like a month fresh. So it's this guy. So beer comes in a wonderful kind of light gold color, medium plus haze, not completely opaque. Like I can definitely see the shadow of my finger coming through in light. Wonderful white head. Looks beautiful. That was a very good looking beer. Yeah, nice. Nice doughy malt in here. Yeah, probably a solid amount of wheat or oats. But then encapsulated with a little bit of that kind of vanilla tone that I get from some hops. And then just like really nice, kind of just like bright yellow flavors. We're talking about tangerine, navel orange, a lot of orange peel coming in here. I think about an old fashioned when you express the oils. Very orangey. I suspect it's Citra really shining here. But yeah, really rich orange character, a lot of oils, a little bit of the pithiness. Just digging into when you open an orange and try to eat it. A little bit of that kind of green polyphenol thing. Cheers. 7%. Yeah, that's a good hazy IPA. Nice. Clean. Reminds me of what hazy IPA sort of used to taste like. Not sludgy, lighter mouthfeel, sessionable. Well, the 7% aren't quite sessionable, but I would have almost guessed this was a hazy pale ale because, again, what hazy IPAs taste like these days are a lot thicker, juicier, rounder, chunkier. Rich citrus up front, follows with all that orange and tangerine talking about. Also has now a little bit past the mid palate. It comes with a little bit of that kind of green hop polyphenol thing. Pretty low on bitterness. Nice doughy malt character, a little bit of breadiness, but not shining too hard. No chalkiness. Nice thing about this beer, I suspect their water profile is a little bit more classic. A little bit more balanced than a super high calcium chloride character, which you get that chalkiness and chunkiness out of a beer. I also suspect there is also maybe, you know what? I suspect this beer actually also finishes a little drier. Maybe the finishing gravity is not as high as some of these beers. It just doesn't seem that sweet and cloying. Very nice. Yeah. I mean, as you drink more, you get hit a pineapple coming in as well. And there's that fun, geez, what is that? I used to get this in some of the IPAs. It's a combination of hop malt sweetness, I want to say. And there's just a really beautiful element where it comes in a little bit fruity, a little bit sweet from the malt, but the beer ends up a little bit dry. There is actually a little bit of bitterness here. There's a medium to medium, it's actually a medium minus bitterness here that actually shows up. Really nice beer. I think this beer might be one of the few beers where it stands up to the test of time, where a lot of beers actually end up being rebrewed to new recipes to do the haze craze thing. I honestly suspect this beer might actually be similar, if not the same, as a recipe that I reviewed 6 years ago, which is crazy. 60 years ago, hazy IPA used to taste this good, and now they've sort of ruined it with a bunch of weird other stuff that's going on these days. You can hear my rant about that. That's one of my soapbox rants. This is fantastic. Yeah, I miss hazy IPA tasting like this. Higher aromatics, creamy mouthfeel, a little bit low on bitterness, but it doesn't have to be sludgy, chalky. Tastes like you're drinking green juice. Like, there's a reason I honestly don't like it. I don't like drinking grass and kale, water, shaken stuff. Some people do, but I don't. Spinach, spinach blender drinks, whatever. Really nice stuff. Yeah, this tastes classic. Yeah, it's classic in the sense of like not that many years ago, but like less than a decade ago, hazy IPAs used to taste like this, and fortunately, they mostly don't taste like this anymore. Really nice. You get a little bit of silkiness from mouthfeel, but it's still relatively dry. A little bit of bitterness here. Nice yellow fruits all days. Tangerine, pineapple, navel orange, lingering. Great beer. That's a solid. They really need to make more beers like this. Jeez. 96 plus. That is YOJO from Moonraker. That's a world class, fantastic hazy IPA. This is what they really should taste like. Until next time, cheers later.